What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got some lovely news about Sistermon. Yeah, we had them a little while back, but now we got two more Sistermon, and they have gone and awakened. Shout out to DigimonCard.dev and DTCG Review and Ensan Gaming, who have all provided translations of these cards. And to be honest, they are my three favourite places to go and find Digimon stuff, so when they're all doing it and they're all agreeing, that makes me a very happy wassy. So, Sistermon, I don't know, let's start with blank because it's chronologically earlier in the set. What we've got here is a 5 cost to play normally, 2 cost to Digivolve, 5,000 power white Digimon, and for a level 3 that's high. Like for level 3s we're expecting 302 if you got a decent skill. 525, like everything about that is gigantic. But when you play it, not Digivolve play, you may place a Sistermon blank from your hand or trash to the bottom of this Digimon's Digivolution cards to trigger recovery +1. And this is nuts, right? We don't see a lot of recovery in the game. Pretty much all the recovery we do see is in yellow. But even in yellow, a 5 cost to play level 3 with recovery, that's ridiculous. Like, actually ridiculous. If we're looking at a Digimon with a recovery play skill that isn't take a card and then, you know, replace it as recovery, which frankly doesn't count. We do have Patamon, the first promo there. If you play it, you recover +1, but only if you've got 1 or fewer security cards, and forgive me, ladies and gentlemen, but I don't really think that counts. We can look at the Angel Woman from the starter deck that will recover 1 when you Digivolve, but only if your security is 3 or less. The Salamon from BT2 that when it's deleted, you recover 1, but only if your security is 3 or less. You see where I'm going with this, ladies and gentlemen? You know, and then you've got the Magnarangemon from BT1 that will recover 1 when you play it, but it's a 7 cost. And my point here is extremely simple. We don't see cheap Digimon like this giving recovery. And in the rare exceptions we've seen similar things giving recovery, there's always some kind of caveat. Well, you can recover if. Here, you can just recover. And this is genuinely nuts. The idea that you can play and then recover is ridiculous. Now, it's not quite that simple, of course. There is kind of a caveat. And that is that you've got to have Sistermon blank in your hand or trash. If it was just you had to have it in your hand, I would be honestly pretty unimpressed. I wouldn't think it was particularly good enough, and I would be honestly a little bit sad. But the fact that it can be in your trash as well is absolutely huge. Because having to have the right card in your hand, not ideal. Having to have it in your trash, yeah. That changes everything, ladies and gentlemen. That literally just changes everything. It's brilliant. For what it's worth, Sistermon blank, remember, does not have an inheritable skill. The one we saw before from BT6 has a nice skill. Gives all of your Sistermon blocker and all your Royal Knights blocker if you've got a Huckmon in play. And when you play it, you draw a card. It's a good card, but it doesn't have an inheritable skill. So it's not like you're putting it on the bottom of your Digivolution cards and then also getting an inheritable skill. But I don't think that's really the point here. I think the point here is this is a phenomenal skill, and being able to recover 1 on a 5 cost to play level 3 is genuinely nuts. And then on deletion, you may return 1 card with Jesmon or Huckmon or Sistermon in its name, apart from Sistermon blank awakened, from your trash to your hand. And this is where we go back, and I'm like, well, hang on a second, remember Sistermon blank's got that lovely skill giving you all your Digimon blocker, or a bunch of them, and when you play it you draw 1, and then you got Sistermon Noir that's a 4 cost to play, but when you play it you gain a memory, so it's only really a 3 cost, and all your Digimon with Huckmon in their name or Royal Knight in their type get an extra 2,000 power. Shout out to DigimonCard.dev for the translated proxies. And all of a sudden, this is looking nuts. Because I'm recovering, as in recovering from my deck, And of course, like I keep saying, it's not tied to having a certain amount of security cards, so I can essentially keep recovering, and go above 5. And when I'm deleted, I get a Digimon back. And we've all seen that Jesmon's actually a really, really good card that's seen a whole bunch of play. So even if you're not getting a Sistermon back to use their play skill, you can still be getting something like a Jesmon back, which is basically just giving extra consistency to your deck. And at this stage, ladies and gentlemen, it is looking awesome. But that is not the only awakened Sistermon we've seen. We've also got Sistermon Noir awakened. And we've got a level 4 here. 6 cost to play normally is high. 6,000 power is high. 2 cost to Digivolve is actually standard for a level 4. So this one is at least a little bit more sensible. When you play, you may play a Sistermon Noir from your hand or trash to the bottom of your Digimon's Digivolution cards to delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 5 or less. Well, I'm just going to tell you straight off the bat, this is a lot less broken. I'm not saying it's not good, but I am saying it is a lot less broken. Being able to blindly recover 1 is ridiculous. Being able to delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 5 or less is good. Make no mistake about it. It is a good skill. I'm saying it's a good skill. I am a fan. I am being complimentary. But deleting a Digimon with a play cost of 5 or less, compared to giving yourself an extra security card, I don't think it's particularly close, if I'm honest with you. But that doesn't mean it's good. It just means Sistermon Blank is absolutely over the top ridiculous. It's a 5 cost that recovers 1, and you've then got your Digimon out there. It's crazy. One thing I should mention, all 3 of our translations here all seem to agree, and with my rudimentary knowledge of Japanese, I agree as well. It does seem to be a Sistermon Blank, or Sistermon Noir, not a Digimon whose name contains Sistermon Noir, so it needs to actually be Sistermon Noir, not Sistermon Noir Awakened or any other we get in the future. And my point here is very much the same as it was before. There is no inheritable skill that you'll be taking advantage of here, which is obviously a little bit sad. But then, by the same token, you're still deleting a Digimon, so it ain't bad, ladies and gentlemen. It ain't bad. And then on deletion, this skill is going to seem pretty familiar. You return 1 card with Jesmon, Huckmon, or Sistermon in its name other than Sistermon Noir Awakened from your trash to your hand. But at this stage, we need to remember it is specifically saying you can't get Sistermon Noir, which means you can get Sistermon Blank. So when Blank is deleted, you can get Noir, and when Noir is deleted, you can get Blank. And remember, these are play skills. So what you really, really want here is to be using them over and over again. There is a deck here where you are using Sistermon Blank Awakened over and over again and consistently paying 5 memory to get a Digimon out with your recovery, and then because you keep getting deleted, you can keep recovering it. And then, of course, the combos start kicking in. Remember I told you that Sistermon Blank, the one from BT6, if you've got a Digimon with Huckmon in its name or a Digimon with Royal Knight in its type, all of your Digimon with Sistermon in their name gain blocker. Which means your Sistermon Noir can have blocker, which means when your opponent attacks, you can block with Sistermon Noir, knowing it's going to get deleted, so that you can recover your Sistermon Blank Awakened, and oh look, now that combo is rolling. And seriously, the fact that you can have blocker on all of these, so you can choose which one gets deleted to manipulate which deletion skill you get to use, that's a big deal, ladies and gentlemen. That's a pretty big deal. Now remember, Jesmon at this stage, when you are attacking, you may play a Digimon with Sistermon in its name from your hand, or trash without paying its memory cost. Which means that when you attack with Jesmon, you can play a Sistermon Blank without paying its cost. Now remember, you've got to have the Awakened either in your hand or in the trash to play it for free, and then the regular either in your hand or in your trash to put under it. But now, like every time Jesmon attacks, you can potentially recover 1 when you attack. That's nuts. Jesmon just got a little bit broken. And the thing is here, right? I'm not talking that much about Sistermon Noir Awakened because it's fine, it's not amazing. It's mostly good as far as I'm concerned for recovering your Sistermon Blank Awakened. But then again, it's still really good. It's just really overshadowed by the ridiculous skill on Sistermon Blank. It's a kind of skill where I keep double checking here to make sure I haven't misread something, because it feels like I've misread something, but I haven't. It really is just as long as you've got a Sistermon Blank in your hand or trash, put it on the bottom, recover 1. This is a whole 5 Wassy thing. It's just potentially a little bit broken. Jesmon's been good up to now. Jesmon has seen play, but I think we might be entering into a new era where Jesmon is flat out borderline ridiculous. But I want to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy. That's where we talk Digimon and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wassy Plays.